Good afternoon. This is my second time filming this because it filmed it in the wrong angle again. It drives me bonkers when it does that. I do not understand why. Anyway, quick update on what I've been up to, and then I'm going to run you through the material list to make these because one of my subscribers wants to see how to do them. They really aren't hard, so I shall show you that in a second. I'll just quickly update you. So I finished the ephemera folder. I don't know if I showed you this. Can't remember. Anyway, it's jam-packed already. I didn't know I had so many bits and bobs, to be honest with you, but there you go. It's all my stickers there. I followed Artie Maze's demo on how to do snippets in a great big long line. Slightly different to the way she done it. I got all my strips of paper and I stuck them together side by side to make a big long piece, and it ended up quite wide. So I cut that into 3 pieces, and then I made these snippet trims, so you can just see there it's just pieces and pieces and pieces of paper. Didn't take long to do, I'll be honest with you. And then I just stuck all my little bits and bobs on, like so. Some of these are out of that die cut book from the works that I got, that I showed you in my haul. So that's kind of like a butterfly creamy based one. That's a pink one, obviously. I've got a black one in the planning process at the moment. I need to find some more bits and bobs to put on it, really. I haven't got many. I want it to sort of be black and white-ish, anyway. And I've done a blue one, but that goes with the journal, so bear with me. Let me just show you that. This is that naked journal, as I'm calling it. Sorry, there we are. I haven't sewn the pages in yet, but the cover itself is finished. I lined it with a piece of card, so it's quite a sort of semi-stiff cover, so it's really nice actually. It's turned out lovely. Really pleased with it. Yeah, so I've done all the papers, and basically I'm going to be leaving the papers naked. But what I'm planning to do is include a pouch of stuff, basically, and what it contains is a remnant of the fabric, so you can make flips or pockets or, you know, whatever you want. The blue snippet trim that I made, which, you know, goes perfectly with it because there's the flowers, and this is deep enough that you could actually make pockets out of this, actually, looking at it. Yeah, so you could just snip a bit and make a pocket, so I'll just move that up there. Okay, so that'll be in there as well. And what else did I put in it? Oh, some tags, which go pretty well. They're blue backgrounds. You know, you could ink those up, do whatever you like with them, and a journaling card. It's just, you know, it's just a bit... Some people aren't fussed about having their journals, you know, hugely decorated. So, yeah, so I'm intending to just include that little accessory pack with that one. So that'll be that. I just need to stitch the papers in, so that's fine. What else have I been up to? Oh, I know. Sorry, bear with me. Been making some giant tassels, well, they're not giant, but big tassels anyway, because I've sold out in the shop. So done all sorts of colours. You see the pinks, the whites there, purple. I'm going to stitch the big butterfly on those ones, and those, they're nowhere near finished. I've just pinned them all up with the trim and that, and I've got sequins and beads to put on there yet, but so that's those. Trying to think if there's anything else. No, I think that's it for now. Right, okay. Just put those over there. Right, yeah, as I say, this is the second time filming this, so forgive me, okay? I'm going to move that there, and I'll run you through the ingredients again. I don't know why it does that. I'm sure it's just... Oh, it drives me nuts. Anyway, I'll run you through what you need. So you need this stuff. It's called Misty Fuse. Well, you don't have to have it. You can try Bonder Web. I've not tried Bonder Web. This is what I was shown to use. As you can see, it's a very spidery, fusible webbing, basically. This is the black version. And where's my packet with the white? Hold on. I don't know where it's gone now. Oh, I don't know where it is. Oh, it's buried. That's white. Okay, and then it comes in white as well. As you can see, it's like a very sort of spidery fusible webbing. Not the cheapest on the planet, I'm afraid. It comes in white, black, and I think there's an ultraviolet as well. So yeah, so just choose whatever colour you want for your background. The black does make it quite a dark background, but that can be good on some things that you're doing, and obviously the white is white. So you need that. You need voile, which will be your, that's your final layer. I'm doing a nice purpley one here. Okay. And then you need paper flowers. Now, it must be paper, not plastic. Okay, you can get them in the cheapy shops, pound shops, all over the place. This one here is, you know, this one that I've got down here. As I say, I'm sorry, I did all this live and it just is filmed in the upright, and it, oh, I hate that. So this one here is actually the same as under here. You can just see the lilac-y tinge coming through there. So you can see that the colour of your voile changes your flower quite considerably, so you do have to sort of take that into account. If this is not intense enough, this colour, you can take pencils, watercolour, if you're not going to wash it, watercolours. I used Inktense pencils on this one just because it was in the class, you know, that's the only reason I did it. I wouldn't have bothered otherwise, I don't think. But I have got Inktense pencils, so I did use them. Yeah, so you can change these colours. So if you can only find white flowers, great, you know, get your inks on them and your alcohol pens or whatever you've got. I've got quite a stash, leaves and stuff. Okay, I say, if you know, they must be fabricy feeling, not plastic ones, because obviously they'll melt. The other thing that I showed you, here's one. Some of these leaves, lovely, fabricy, but they come with like a plastic thing on the back. This really easily peels off. So you just grab hold of it, like so, and then it just peels off. All right, you must take that off. Well, you know, it'll stink if you don't. So you'll soon know if you've still got some left on there. All right, so you just get your fabricy bits together. So the other thing that I've put on here, which, as I say, I'm sorry, it's already done, is this stuff, which is called Angelina Fibres. I don't know if you've seen it before. It's kind of like straw stuff, really, but it's heat bondable, okay? And it just gives, I don't know if you can just, let me just hold this up slightly closer. I've got it all here, okay? You can just see it just gives a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of something to the background. You can just see it there, okay? All right, you don't have to use it. You can use sewing machine threads. You can use chopped up sweetie wrappers, Quality Street. I drive them nuts at work. I make them keep them all when they're eating them at work. All the silvery and gold and red and all those colours and greens. All the inside foil wrappers inside the sweets, not the plasticky bits. Although I think you can use those, but anyway, that's a whole different thing. Yeah, so the formula is you lay down your... I work on felt. I'm just trying to think if it makes a difference. It kind of gives it a bit of a quilted look, and you can work quite heavily on felt with free motion embroidery before it starts to pucker. So would I recommend it? I don't know. You know, try other fabrics. It's really a personal preference. Be careful choosing the colour of your felt. This one was done on brown. Okay, this one was done on yellow. Oh, I haven't shown you this one, have I? Sorry. Right, so this is another journal cover. I think I did a yellowy felt in the background, and then I can't remember what colour organza. I think it might have been a goldy colour. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. Sorry, I've done this one a while ago. So as you can see, the idea is that, let me just get the light off of it. You stitch round the flowers and that. Once it's all I'll walk you through that one. Hang on 2 seconds. Right, so choose the colour of your felt. It does make a difference, as I say. So, you know, I want this one to be quite light. That's why I've done white. You would lay your Misty Fuse down to cover your background. Okay, you make this to whatever size you want. It's up to you. I've gone slightly bigger than A4 because I want to get an A5 journal out of it, and I didn't want to waste, so I've just stuck these around the edges, and I'll use those as snippet yes, whatever. I just don't want to waste that because what I did, I got a piece of A4 paper and sort of roughly guesstimated where I needed to place everything. Okay, so I've sort of left about a centimetre border. Doesn't shrink too much when you're doing the embroidery, and then all that would have been wasted otherwise, so I thought I'll just stick flowers on there and then I can use them for something else. Okay, all right, so it's the Misty Fuse, so felt, Misty Fuse. Get a piece of parchment paper underneath, because I realised that when I was talking last time, that actually what I normally do is pick it up on the parchment paper and take it over to the ironing board. Wally, so that's fine. I'll just take the whole cutting mat with me and just slide it off if I can. So felt, Misty Fuse, try Bonder Web. I don't know. I've always used this stuff. Then the Angelina fibres, just sort of sprinkle them very lightly. You don't go heavy with it because it can become a fabric itself. So just Google Angelina fibres. There's loads of places sell it. And it just gives that nice sort of shimmery stuff in the background there. Then decide where you want your paper flowers to set. I've done this because I'm hoping to get one of the Tim Holtz title things in there, you know, the metal things. So that should just fit in there really nicely. Just double check that actually. Yeah, that should fit in there fine. Okay, so you put your flowers down and you just need a single layer. Okay, you have to be careful when you buy those flowers because they can come in, they can sort of kind of get stuck together a bit. If you look at this one's still whole. Okay, and you know, you just need to peel off each layer, and there's like hot glue holding them together, so you just sort of pick and peel that off really, and then keep peeling until you get to the size of flower that you want. Like so. See, there's a ridge of glue here, so I would sit and pick that off just because it just makes the flower lie flatter, and you don't get the smell of the glue when you're doing the final ironing. So yeah, so just pick them about. I generally just sit and pick them all apart and then just keep them in a box, which is here. Okay, just keep them in a little box. Right, so that's that. I say, second time filming. I give up with this camera sometimes. Yep, so felt, Misty Fuse, sprinkly bits, flowers, however you want them. This is a piece of holographic voile, which is here. It's got holographic dots on it. You can get voile in all sorts of, you know, different designs and all sorts. And I've got this one. Yeah, it is a voile. I've got AliExpress basically, and it's heavily embroidered already. So I'm going to play around with that and see what I can make out of that as well. But not for this one. It's using the paper flower method. Yep, so that's that. So, yep, that's it. Okay, sorry. Just trying to think through what I said before. I'm like, oh, I can't believe it was 45 minutes and it just all... Anyway, so now the final layer. Once you've got everything how you want it, okay, your final layer is your voile. And you just gently lay it on. Try not to sneeze or have the window open or anything. Okay. And then, as I say, if you've got it on a piece of parchment paper, which I would recommend, not like me, you can then lift that up and take the whole thing over to your ironing board. So you need parchment paper underneath and on top, okay, because you want to protect your ironing board and your iron, because you know, you're going to have, I can see here, I've got a bit of misty fuse hanging out the edge here and over here. Okay, and that will stick to your ironing board like hot, well, hot glue, obviously. So once it's all, I tend to sort of press, get the flowers where you want them first of all, and then you could do a bit more of a softer ironing motion. Okay, and just, you'll see, well, everything will stick. You'll see that it's ready to go. And then I'm just gonna make sure those flowers are just inside my boundary. Oh yeah, they are, that's right. Cool. Yeah, and then basically what you do, once it's all pressed and you're happy with as it is, it should be one piece of fabric by then. Okay, your flowers will be stuck down, not 100%, because obviously where you've got flowers on top of leaves, the leaf will be stuck, but I've left enough here that the flower itself is actually stuck in one piece, one part. So take it to your machine and then decide where you're going to start, really. I would probably start on the big daisy here, go round and round the leaves like I've done on this one. Okay, go round and round each individual leaf, going into the middle. And don't worry about your middles, okay? If they get a bit scruffy, don't worry, because you can cover that up with a circle of felt. And I put that on after, and that gives it a really nice tactile feel. You know, you can feel the felt, obviously, because it's the last layer, or it's on top of the last layer. So yeah, so go round and round and round and round and round, okay? And then take all of your embroidery of your leaf into the middle here, okay? And that will hold that well and truly solid. And then I would probably come out here and do this flower, and then kind of go around in the middle, and you can I don't know if you can just see, just highlight, let me just lift that up there. Yeah, you can just see there's like little lines there. I would go where the leaf is, just from the middle, just go out a little bit, obviously miss this here, go out, okay? And then where these leaves have got the veins already, where you've peeled the plastic off, go up there, do that, do that, do that. If you can't get all of it, don't worry about it, because you know, you'll then come here with this, and then, you know, you do the big one, and then, you know, but you'd have to chop and change your colours. So I'd probably do all purpley lilac-y colours first, okay, for the flowers, and then go back in with greens or a brown or whatever you want to do, really, and do your leaves. And then you can decide if this background should stick quite well. Okay, that voile should stick to there really well. So you might not want to quilt or decorate the background. I have on this one, I've done the circles there, as you can see. Okay, and I don't know, I did some weird design on here. I think I just echoed the petals of the flower. I think in the class that I did, she told us to do that. Okay, and then I finished off with the cobblestone or pebbles here. Okay, so you can do that. And this one I did like curly whirlies, and that is literally go in, round, round, and then come back again. Just fill it in however you want to fill it in, or not. It's up to you. You could just do straight lines if you want to, or you could do echoes around here and echo it out. And yeah, that's where your design comes in. That's completely up to you. All right. The only thing I would suggest is make sure that your piece of fabric is bigger than what you want to use it for, if that makes sense. As I say, I want to make a journal cover out of this, so I've made sure that my flowers are within, this is a piece of A4 paper, I've made sure that my flowers and my leaves are all within inside my boundary, and I didn't want to waste my misty fuse, so I've just put these round, and I'll use those for something else, like I said. Alright, so just check that you got your sizes right. And when you do, if you decide to do a box, okay, like we did with our fabric boxes, you need this sort of shape. So this square here will be your lid, the finished size of your lid, and then these bits will be the depth of your lid here. Okay, so you can make that whatever size you want. It's completely up to you. For the base, just take about 5mm, not even that, off of the size of this square. Okay, and then decide how deep you want your box. If you want it, let me just show you here. okay, because this, as you can probably see, is deeper than the lid. I decided I wanted it slightly deeper. You could come right up and make a really nice toolbox, okay? So you could extend the sides right up here, and that would just be your lid. And you don't have to go fancy on this. You can just, you know, do some squiggles or whatever. It's up to you, because really the focus is on here. Yeah, maybe the sides, and if you do a tool one, you'd want to decorate the sides. So yeah, so that's that. So once you decide what size this is going to be and you've drawn your shape, I would draw this first and then make sure that your fabric is big enough to accommodate that. And then you need to think of the fact that you need enough for the base as well. So you could either just concentrate and do the top first and then do the base another time, or secondary to this, you know. So it's up to you. You'll be your method, how you want to do it. Yeah, and that really is it, I'll be honest with you. So once this is all free motion embroidered and ironed and then free motion embroidered, I'm just going to bring that down a bit. It then becomes one big piece of fabric, and you can do what you like with it. You know, you can chop it up into little squares if you want. It could become patchwork. It can be whatever you want to do with it, because it has become a fabric in its own right then. So right, that's a speeded up version of what I did earlier. I'm hoping this is filmed in the right angle, because I shall be slightly annoyed if it hasn't. But I have managed to knock 20 minutes off. What did I say last time? Waffle, 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 probably. I know I was fighting a fly, but he's gone now, so that's good. I think that's everything. I think I've passed over. If there's any questions, please just leave it in the box down below. Excuse the state of my hands. I've been tea dyeing today, so it's like, ugh, look like I've been digging in mud. Yeah, leave any questions in the box below. What I'm going to do is go away, get this heat set, do some of the embroidery. I might actually I'll cut this out and do the cover, and then I don't know. I don't know if you want me to show you doing the flowers. It's really not hard. You just follow the lines of the petals, and you just slightly go. You can either go directly on the edge of the petal or just in between, just like that. Just trapping it inside the voile. Okay, and then you can go over it once or twice. It's up to you. I used a variegated thread when I did this one, so it was quite nice to keep going and get all the different variations. It can just be one line of stitching. You do not have to go heavy, okay? And you, I don't know if you can see, you cannot see that misty fuse. Where the brown is where the misty fuse would have shown up, and you just can't see it. And I think that is the beauty of the stuff. I think if you use Bondaweb, you would see it. But yeah, these are just sparkly bits that I put under here. It can be whatever you want it to be. As I say, you can use sewing machine threads as well. They look quite nice actually. So yeah, just dig out your bits and bobs and take it from there really. So I'm just trying to think if I've mentioned everything that I did in the last video. It's gone very quick. But I guess you didn't see me faffing around doing this, so that could be why it's gone quicker. So I'll leave it there. Any questions, just ask, and then I'll come back with the next video when this is done. All right. Thank you very much. Bye.